All right, so we're live here with David Ewing Jr. He's an author, historian extraordinaire. How you doing today, man?
I'm fine, thank you, Solomon. Yeah, I like your American accent.
So it's a couple of things I want to get to, but I want to start with one of the things you said in a previous conversation we were having. So can we start with the Bible, right? And in general, religions in general. So all the Abrahamic religions, where do they come from? How do they come about?
So now when it comes to the Bible, yes, now this is one of the biggest frauds that I would say in Islam and in Christianity and in Judaism. I'm going to go through the Bible in its original language. The Bible is written in a language called Hebrew. The truth is, the Bible and the Quran is actually in the same language. And then there's another thing. They're just using a different style handwriting. That's all. So somebody's going to say, that's Hebrew, that's Aramaic, that's Arabic. Sorry, it's the same language, but they pronounce it different. In Australia, they pronounce it different again. The thing is, actually, the truth is the Bible and the Quran basically have the same words, but they're different dialects. And it looks like Arabic is more of the original. So now the thing is, what they don't tell you about the secret in the Bible is many people will say, if you look online, they'll say that Mohammed is in one or two places in the Bible. But I have a book called Jerusalem is in Europe. In that book, I've gone through it. Mohammed is in many places in the Bible. That his story is in the Bible and his followers are in the Bible. Now, the thing is, they've lied about the history. I could not find a man called Mohammed or the Prophet Mohammed living in the deserts of Arabia 1,400 years ago. That history is a lie. If you read my books and see many of my other works, you'll find it. We'll do videos about this if there is a demand. People leave comments. So now here is the Hebrew in the Bible, and this is how the word Mohammed is written there. You could write it how you want, like the locals, like Mohammed or Mehmet or Mehmet or however, or Muhammad or Mohammed or however you want to. So now if you open up the Bible, so now I'm going to open up the Bible in many places, not one or two, and I'll go through it pretty fast, and then people could see it themselves, that they can open up these books and look at the Hebrew. Now, the first picture, I've just sent you a picture. That's how Mohammed looks like in the printed Hebrew, in the Bibles, in the Bible manuscripts. Now, the oldest Bible manuscripts really are 1,000 years old, they will say, but they're lying because it's in print Hebrew, so it's only about 400 years old, 300, or even 200 or 100, and it's been modified. So the Bible's not old. But now we got a problem. This Mohammed, whoever he is, yeah, they're telling us he was an Arab in the deserts, but now the evidence shows maybe he was an European, from Europa, Europa. That's where original Arabia is. So now here is the book of Joel in the Bible, chapter 3, verse 5 in the Bible. So now what they've done is, can you see the name? It says the word Mohammed there, and they've just spelled it in a weird way. Oh, they've translated the word Mohammed. What does the translation say? Mohammed. They've translated it under the red. The Mohammed is there in Hebrew, and they've translated it to say what word? My what?
All right. The above photo shows in red in my possessions.
Yes. So now here, it's like I'm the translator. I am a Christian, so I don't want people to know that Mohammed is here in the Bible. So you know what? I'm going to translate his name to say anything. So in this chapter, some translations say my possessions. So now the thing is, that translation should actually say, because you have taken my gold and my silver, and you have taken my prized Mohammedans into your temples and palaces. So here is the Bible telling the story of the followers of Mohammed. Instead, they've translated it as God's prized Mohammedans are God's possessions. So whoever these Mohammedans are, or Mohammed, they are the prized people of God. Can you see it?
I do.
That's one.
Go ahead.
That's not enough evidence. One verse ain't enough. Don't worry, I got many verses. We'll go through them all before you make a judgment. It's because the thing is, I'm not here to preach. I'm just going through the history, and what I found is I show that it's suspicious. Me, I'm not interested if you want to follow the Bible or the Quran. I'm interested in showing the history. So I showed the book of Joel. So now, even many of these Muslim preachers, so-called amazing, excellent ones, none of them mention this. It's like a conspiracy. It's like they don't even want you to know. If they wanted Islam to spread, they would be telling the world this, but they're not even doing it. That means there's a conspiracy at the top. Now, here is the book of Lamentations in the Bible, chapter 1, verse 10. Yes, have you received it? And here they've translated the word Mohammed, and they've given it a different meaning. In the last place, in this translation, it said Mohammed was God's possessions, prized possessions. Who is it this time? What did they translate it as this time?
Let's see. This time it says Mohammed means her pleasant things.
Oh, yeah, we can invent things. So they're inventing it. So Mohammed here, it means her pleasant things. But if you take it back to the original, you'll notice that a war is going on in the Bible. In the Bible, there is a war with these Muhammad and his followers. It says here, the enemy, if you read the verse, it says the enemy has spread his hand out over all her present things, or it actually says, the original says Muhammad. It says the enemy has spread his hand over all the Mohammedans or the followers of Muhammad. But the main thing is, what is Muhammad doing in the Bible? Isn't this a Christian book? Didn't they say the Mohammedans are the enemies of God? But here we can see that Muhammad is the pleasant things of God and the possessions of God, whoever this God of the Bible is. So the real Christians and the real followers of Jesus are these Mohammedans according to the Bible. This is the history of the Bible. Now here is the book of Chronicles, the second book of Chronicles, chapter 36, verse 19. Now, in one place they translated that Muhammad is possessions. In another place they translated Muhammad is pleasant things. Here they translated Muhammad as just, not possessions, but as what? Can you see in the second book of Chronicles?
I do. So in this one, it says it's precious possessions.
Possessions is with the next word, so it's just precious. So now what this verse talks about, this verse, the full word, if you put the word Muhammad back in the original, it says that these people came and they burned the house of God and broke down the wall of Jerusalem and burned all the palaces with fire and destroyed all the possessions of Muhammad or Mohammedans. So we can see that the house of God was with the people of Muhammad and that Jerusalem was with the people of Muhammad. That's why this story is in my book called Jerusalem is in Europe. The book gives the full information. We're only going to go through some details today, basic details. But as you can see, this Muhammad is in the Bible and his people are in the city of Jerusalem. It's their city, you see? And the enemy came and they burned the house of God and they destroyed Jerusalem. But the Mohammedans are inside Jerusalem and they are the precious of God. Do you see? And they are the possessions of God, the Mohammeds or the Mohammedans. Do you see this?
I do.
This is the Bible, and they're hiding it. If you can read Hebrew or Arabic and understand it, you can see it. Now here is more. The book of Kings, it talks about King David, King Solomon in the Bible, but they're not going to tell you that King Muhammad is in the Bible. Yes? And so the thing is, even with the blue, how to pronounce it, they're hiding the pronunciation. It's Muhammad here. Can you see it? And here they've translated Muhammad to be what word under the red this time?
Pleasant.
Yeah, just pleasant. It's like you invent your translations. So now here is somebody who is fighting against Muhammad. And he is saying, now this time tomorrow, I will send my servants to you, and they will search your house and the houses of your people and servants, and this will happen. Whatever belongs to Mohammed, they shall put in their hand, and they shall take it. So whoever it is, somebody was attacking Muhammad, the Mohammedans and Muhammad, and the followers of Muhammad were protecting the house of God, and they were protecting the city of Jerusalem, even in the time of King Solomon and King David in the book of Kings. Who is this Muhammad in the Bible? This is really worrying. Why does nobody know this history? Why don't even the Muslims mention it? That means that the Muslim history is a lie and they are telling lies. Because why are they not mentioning this? You see this? It's a conspiracy. Total conspiracy. You see? Yes. It's not just in one or two places. Even the greatest of Muslim preachers, Ahmed Deedat, only showed Muhammad's in the Bible once. And this other guy called Dr. Zakir Naik, he's only said it once. I mean, I like their preaching. They were intellectuals. That if the Muslims want to say, hey, David's pointed this out, I want to be like those preachers or even greater. Now, if somebody wants to compare me to a secular researcher, there's Dr. Anatoly Fomenko. He's shown some of this, but even he didn't show all this, which is suspicious, many people would say. So now let's talk about, people talk about there's going to be a new temple in Jerusalem, and many Jewish people want to build it, and many evangelical Christians, they're talking about this temple of God, and Ezekiel prophesied it. Now here is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 24, verse 25. Here they've translated the word Muhammad into a different word. What do they say Muhammad means this time? They've just invented the meaning. What do they say he is this
desire
time? Yeah, Muhammad's just a desire. So if Muhammad's a desire, we could turn around and say Jesus Christ is your dream. And we could say that the Virgin Mary is it's like saying Muhammad's a tomato, Jesus Christ is a banana, and the Virgin Mary is a tomato, inventing translations, hiding it. Do you see? So now, but here is another thing. It shows there was a war going on, that the children of Israel, Muhammad must have been the children of Israel in Jerusalem, and they were fighting the opposite side. And it says here, and you, the son of Adam, and they've translated it here. It says Adam, have a look, and you, the son of man. It actually says the son of Adam. Can you see Adam? Can you see? But they've hidden even that in the translation. And they said, not on the day when I take from them their stronghold. Yes, somebody's threatening them, and their joy and glory, and Muhammad, I will take Muhammad from their eyes, and from their life, and from their sons and daughters. Now, who is making these threats? In the Bible, these things. Yes, and this Muhammad is the beautiful one of God, and he's in the book of Ezekiel. So it means there's something wrong with Judaism and Christianity. Now, here is the book of Isaiah. Here they've translated Muhammad, this time again in a different word. What if they translated it as in chapter 64, verse 11 in the Bible? Isaiah.
All right. So in Isaiah, it's translated as things or pleasant things.
Yeah. So they're just inventing it. And so now the house of God, they're going to say it's somebody else's. But here, God's beautiful house, our holy, beautiful house, where our fathers praised you, is burnt out with fire, and the Mohammedans are destroyed. So in the previous things we're seeing is somebody is threatening we're going to destroy Muhammad and the house of God, and now they've actually done it. So this means the followers of Muhammad, even at that time, at the time of the Bible, must have been the followers of God, and they were protecting the house of God. This is what it shows me as a historian. I'm not religious here, I mean, I've got friends who are Christians and Jews, you see, so I'm not on anybody's side, you see. But the thing is, they're inventing the translations. Like here is the book of Lamentations, book 2, and so this is a long verse, but so first, I'll send you the verse. They've translated Muhammad as, what do they say Muhammad means here this time?
Let's see. In Lamentations, it says Mohammed means pleasing.
Yeah. So here, now let's see who is Israel. It says God has done this, and then God has drawn back his right hand from the enemy. And then, so that's why the enemy attacked Israel and burnt Jerusalem. And then God burnt like a flaming fire against Jacob and destroyed everything around. He burnt Jacob, so Israel and Jacob, and God became like an enemy, and his right hand is standing like an enemy, and God slew all the Mohammedans. He slew in the tent of the daughter of Zion. So the Mohammedans are Jacob, they are Israel. Do you see? Are you
So
beginning
you said so you're saying the Mohammedans are Israel?
Yes. And now in the Bible, we've got this strange story of Mohammed. And Mohammed's the precious one of God. And now let's check Mohammed's ancestry according to the Bible. Let's check this out. And here they've translated the word Mohammed as, what does it mean here?
Yeah,
Ezekiel chapter 4 verse 21. But the shocking thing is Mohammed's in so many places. Now here it says, speak to the house of Israel. I'm not sure if God is telling Ezekiel or an angel to tell Ezekiel. So God is now commanding the Israelites. And this is what the Lord says to the world. You will see that I'm going to destroy the Muqaddas. You boast and you are arrogant. And Mohammed, the house of Israel, Mohammed is the delight of the eyes and of your soul and your sons and daughters of Israel. Do you see? That God is going to destroy Israel. You know, always God's fighting with Israel in the Bible. Yeah, you notice this, saying that you betrayed God. Yes, so now the thing is, this is a message to the children of Israel, the house of Israel. Now the Israelis at that time were boasting and arrogant, and Mohammed was the delight of Israel, of their eyes and their soul. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Read it if you want. Yeah, it's God who is saying, speak to the house of Israel. This is what the Lord says to the world. You will see that I'm going to profane the sanctuary. You know, Muqaddas. Yeah, it means God's house. And then it says, the house of Israel, you are boasting, you're arrogant. And Mohammed, he is the delight of your eyes and your soul. And your sons and daughters that you have left behind, I'm going to kill them. Yeah. Now, the thing is, it's strange that this God is a killer in the Bible. Yes, but the thing is, you know, unfortunately, yeah, these stories, you know, I don't know why God wanted to kill them. But the house of Israel, that the delight of Israel was Mohammed. He was the main one. He's the delight of their eyes and their soul.
Good.
Yes. So now we got a problem. Why is this Mohammed in this Bible? Yes. And so the thing is, then there is battles that the Israelites are having with Egypt. And I mean, why is this Mohammed there anyway? Isn't it supposed to be a Christian religion or a Jewish religion? Now here is the book of Hosea. Yes, and here they've translated Mohammed to mean what this time?
In Hosea, it means valuables.
So you can see they're inventing things. They're lying. One, why are they lying? Because they know it's the end of Christianity and Judaism. It's the end. Those religions are finished. Bye. Yes. So the thing is here. Now, when you read this, it says, indeed, they are gone because of destruction. The children of Israel. It says Egypt will invade Israel, will gather them, and Memphis will bury Mohammed and all these people for their money and silver, and nettles shall possess them, and thorns shall be in their tents. So God's going to destroy Israel. He's going to send Egypt to invade. What is Mohammed doing inside Israel? You see, Mohammed was one of the children of Israel according to the Bible. Do you see what this is? This is really worrying. And then, yeah, this is the only one that, you know, I think the Nation of Islam have pointed out, and the only verse in the Bible from the book of Solomon. Yes, in chapter 5, verse 6, what have they translated Muhammad to be this time?
Let's see. In Song of Solomon, Muhammad is lovely.
Yeah, you see, and that will bring you to the Quran. So this is the reason why they're hiding it. Now, in the book of Hosea, chapter 9, verse 16, now the thing is, Ephraim is one of the children of Israel. Now, this is what the book of Hosea says, or Hosea, however you want to say. It says, Ephraim, the children of Israel, from that tribe, Ephraim is one of the 12 tribes, is struck down and their root is dried. And then it says that these grandchildren of the children of Israel, they shall have no fruit, even if they can, and I will kill all the babies, or the Mohammeds in their stomach, the future Mohammeds. So this was at that time. You must have heard of Ephraim or Ephraim, yes? From one of the 12 tribes of Israel.
Yeah.
And all of their children from that tribe are called Mohammed. That's what the Bible is saying. It's saying Ephraim, that what do you call it? In their wombs is Mohammed. From their children, somebody wanted all of these babies dead. And from there came Mohammed. So Mohammed is from the children of Israel. He is not an Ishmaelite. That's another lie. And Arabs are not Ishmaelite. The word Arab actually just means rabbi. And they've lied. There is no such thing as an Arab race. They just made it up. You see? Well, now here is in the book of Lamentations, chapter 1 this time, verse 11. What have they translated Muhammad to be this time?
All right, let's see. The next translation we have, Muhammad is their valuables.
Yeah, and as you see, there's many words there that they haven't translated in the Bible. There's many words that they don't give meanings to. Yes, and they can you see the question marks?
Yeah.
Yes. So the thing is, that verse, whatever the meaning they've given our translations, even I couldn't figure it out. But the thing is, it's very strange that we're finding Muhammad in the Bible. Now, this is actually worrying. It's totally worrying. And the thing is, if anybody has a look at old Hebrew and the writings, it's like if people study my books, like Jerusalem is in Europe, then they will see that something is actually wrong. It's totally wrong. I don't even know what to say, that this Muhammad is, he's basically in the Bible. I don't know what he's doing there, but what I can clearly see is that this Muhammad was one of the great prophets of Israel, that there was lots of battles going on, and many of the things, because the Vatican controlled the Bible. These days you've got Protestants, evangelicals, different translations, but the Vatican and their people, they wrote things, added things, and even within the Bible itself, you can see that, there was the Crusades and many of the things, that it looks like the stories of the Crusades are actually in the Bible.